What if you wake up tomorrow and you cannot board a flight to your dream destination or the place you've been planning to relocate to for the last 5 years? What would that look like to you? There are geopolitical tensions heightening, rising visa restrictions, and digital nomad backlash happening globally, everywhere, every day. And here's why Africa, even Tanzania, may not remain as open as you think. Okay, so welcome to the live. If you have ever dreamed about traveling to an African destination, relocating, or starting business, I want you to tune into this live because I'm going to share some resources on how you can be proactive strategically and not reactive with fear. Okay, welcome into the stream. I see a couple people in here. Welcome. If you're catching the replay, welcome as well. I've got some notes, but I had to address. Am I muted? If you guys can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. 1. Can you hear me? Let's see. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. I don't think so. I don't think you can put. That's muted. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, perfect. So Mjulu75, I think. Okay, perfect. You guys can hear me. Fantastic. No lives on the live. No, sorry, no captions on the live, but for sure on the replay. We'll make sure that we do that for you. But I had to come in and address the pending memo that bans, I think, over a dozen African countries, including Tanzania. Recent patterns have been tightening immigration laws in the U.S. You are seeing ICE action with people that are citizens, with people that have green cards. And I know the default is, what did they do wrong? How did this happen? But I also want to let you know, if you've been desiring to travel to your dream location, relocate in 5 years or 10 years, Africa travel is getting harder, but I want you to be aware, using insights, strategy, and results, not being reactive to fear. Okay, but these things are happening, all right? And if you are feeling it, go ahead and type a 2 in the chat. If you're feeling the tensions, if you're feeling the stress of international travel, specifically to Africa, go ahead and type a 2 in the chat. I want to know how you guys are feeling. And if you are concerned, right? If you're concerned about this, go ahead and let me know in the chat, and I'll be addressing your perspectives on going through the live. All right. So, as I mentioned, there is a tightening increase in immigration laws, reform, whatever you want to call it, increased Western capital flight, right? So this means that people are moving, right? People are leaving Western countries, Western nations for different reasons, tax reasons, political tensions, right? Just overall societal stress. Western capital is fleeing outside of the U.S., and governments are reassessing what it looks like for them to receive foreigners in their country. And with the rise of the digital nomad, these things are creating some tension, and it's making making countries reevaluate how they welcome people in that are earning digital income online. All right. And so you've got to have a strategy for this. You've got to have a strategy because you do not want to get left out. I'm currently in Zanzibar, Tanzania. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Ashley. On our feed and on our channel, Ashley in Africa, I share my experience of doing business globally, specifically on the continent of Africa, helping people diversify their real estate and financial investments the way smart money does, legally, strategically, and with boots on the ground support, due diligence that most people don't know exists. Okay, so if this type of content is interesting to you, you find value in it, be sure to subscribe, follow, and share with someone. So I'm in Zanzibar, close to one of the most historic churches, if not the oldest Christian church on the island. And at 6 o'clock, the bells ring, reminding you to pray, reminding you to give thanks, and reminding you that God is, okay? All right, so let's see how long we gonna run with the, okay. Poa, karibu sana. Amen. Amen and ashe. So let's talk about the recent patterns of the immigration laws, right? And what this means for you if you're planning to travel, relocate, or do business, okay? If you are thinking about moving your family, if you're thinking about buying land or investing in property, if you're thinking about establishing a second residency or business, these things are going to impact you. I just did a live a couple of days ago or weeks ago now for what it costs to wait. And so if you're paying attention to African economics, you saw that the Ghana cedi is the top performing currency in the world. If you had a contract to purchase a property in January of 2025 and you waited until June 1st, you lost out on 40% of that deal. So say you had a negotiated price of $100,000 January, even if it was February, March, April, even April, you had a contract for $100,000 for a property. If you waited to June 1st to make that final purchase, that property price went up 40,000 US dollars. Unheard of. That is the price of waiting. That is the price of hesitating. That is the price of not doing the thing you feel called to do. Okay? And missed deadlines equals a missed decade, potentially decades of opportunity. Okay? And so you've got to have strategy. All right? If you hear me, type strategy in the chat. Go ahead and type strategy in the chat. There are 3 things you must do now to stay ahead of shifting policies. If you want to know what those are, type strategy in the chat. Okay? If you want to know what those 3 things are, go ahead and type strategy in the chat. All right. Thanks for my strategies. Thanks for my strategies, guys. Okay. Number 1, secure legal residency pathways before they tighten. You want to have residency pathways. What does that mean? Have an idea of the country you want to go to or get a second residency. Have an idea. What are the benefits? What are the pros and cons of having additional residency in that country? What is the government system like, right? What is the economy like? What is the currency strength like if you're earning an income online or you need to figure out how you can earn an income online? What does that look like? All right. Thanks for my strategy, guys. I see y'all. Number 1, secure legal residency pathways before they tighten. If you're paying attention, countries are closing their residency options. They're increasing the capital investment. They're making changes every day. You want to be ahead of the curve by getting an idea of where you want to go and what it could look like for you. Number 2, invest with proper structure. Okay, avoid being flagged as speculative. So what does this look like? Tons of people want to know, oh, I'm going to go abroad and I'm going to open a barbershop or I'm going to open a restaurant. And these aren't horrible decisions. These just aren't sometimes the best structures to get the most favorable responses from governments. So you want to invest with proper structure. And if you need support with that, you absolutely want to hire strategic support on the ground in your desired country. So many of you see me travel between Tanzania and South Africa. It is because I have chosen to diversify my residential, my financial, and my business investments in both countries for multiple reasons: quality of life, cost of living, access to fruits and vegetables, access to organic fruit foods, and just an overall better vibe, keeping me out of the hospital and keeping me out of stressful situations, right? I get to mitigate where I go. I get to mitigate where I do business based on the ease of business that I experience being in both. Okay. Number three, if this is making sense, if this is resonating with you, go ahead and type yes. Let me know that it's resonating. Let me know that it's helpful. Okay. Number three to your strategy. Okay. So number one, secure legal residency pathways before things tighten up, and they're tightening up. Right. Number two, invest with a proper structure. And if you don't know what that looks like, hire strategic support on the ground. If you're prepared to invest $100,000, $200,000, $250,000, you should be prepared to partner with a strategic support team based on 10% of that investment, right? So you should be prepared to spend $10,000 upfront if you're willing to make a $100,000 investment. $250,000, $25K. Why? Because you want to make sure that you're not flying back and forth because you missed something on the paperwork. You want to make sure you have a deep legal due diligence team working on your behalf. Okay. Number three. All right. Yes. Everyone's saying yes. Fantastic. Thank you for my yeses. Number three, build local relationships and ground presence early. I kind of already said that within number two. Build local relationships and ground presence early, right? So get with people that are on the ground doing the thing you desire to do. Look at their fruit, look at what they've been able to produce, and make sure that you're not aligning with the first person that says that they can help you. Make sure you're seeing what they're doing and the results of what they say they can do, not just because they have a friend of a friend who did the thing. Okay? All right? Why waiting until 2026 is not an option? Well, we don't even know if the end of the summer is going to go by without these travel bans coming into place, right? But this doesn't necessarily mean that you living in the US cannot travel to these countries, but if you're paying attention to what countries are doing in response to these travel bans, it's essentially closing the visa-free options for American travelers down and making it harder for Americans to travel to these countries. Okay, so we're going to spotlight Tanzania for 3 minutes, but I'm going to go over the strategy points again, just so that you're really clear. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you how you can take this strategy and implement it from wherever you are in the world before you even catch a flight. Okay, so number one, you're going to secure legal residency pathways before they tighten, because they are tightening up quick. Number two, you're going to invest with a proper structure. Avoid being flagged as a waste of time from the government, right? And speculative, or just, oh, they're just coming to see what's what. And then number three, you're going to build local relationships and ground presence early. But how do you do that if you're sitting home and you're afraid to fly? I'm going to teach you exactly how you can do that at the end of the video. Okay, cool? But I'm joining you from Zanzibar, Tanzania, one of my favorite places in the world. And I want to tell you why Tanzania is still wide open. But for how long? No one knows. Who knows? I don't know. But I just arrived into Zanzibar about 2 days ago. And all of my friends that do business here, they're seeing the rent increases. They're seeing pay increase for employees, which is great for the economy, but essentially it's making what was a very accessible opportunity and investment 5 years ago less accessible, less affordable, because foreign money is coming. Western wealth is transferring to the East. It's transferring to Africa, and people are coming with large amounts of money, making it harder for people that may just earn $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $150,000 a year to enter into the market. And so key moves are happening under the radar. Tourism shifts are happening, land policy is changing, foreign ownership opportunities are changing. I think Tanzania experienced, I think they earned like $12 million in their new entry mandatory insurance that you have to book when you travel before half of the year was over. They're thinking about adding travel insurance to the mainland just because of how much tourism is coming in. So not only is it getting different, are travel opportunities tightening, they're getting more expensive. okay, and less accessible. More expensive means less accessible to people like you and people that have been dreaming about a life in Africa for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, right? Hi, Shar. Hi, Shar. Welcome. Okay, and so Zanzibar is a wild card, but how do you position that now for long term success? All right, so if this matters to you, if any of this resonates with you, you need to be in the room where the global diaspora investors and global investors are. They're locking in real strategies, they're getting real partnerships, and they are getting legal protections from day one. Okay, and so we're going to be opening up the Travel Move Do Business online conference early bird tickets, right? There is a limited amount of tickets available for early bird pricing going on sale this 19th of June, June 19th, aka Juneteenth. And a limited amount of early bird tickets will go on sale Juneteenth for a limited time only, right? You'll be able to save, I think, up to 60% on your ticket. Want to get the executive access pass because that will allow you to ask your questions directly to experts, right? Some of my friends that are owning restaurants, doing linen manufacturing, exporting, tech, agriculture, real estate, construction, development, hospitality, all of this, and my attorney, my personal attorney, will be joining to share tips and strategies and insights on how you can be successful in your Tanzania travels, your relocation, or your business development, or all of the above. Okay. So all of that is going to be available to you online. You can join us from wherever you are in the world, where you're going to get all of these experts in one room. The value of this supersedes thousands of dollars, right? But we're fast tracking you from what it's taken me 5 years to build. You're literally going to get over the course of 2 days, July 19th and the 20th, for the Travel Move Do Business online conference. All right. So these are vetted insights. These are real strategies, real insights, and real results. People that were just like you 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, that have moved abroad and are building legacy and wealth for themselves and their families. Okay, so don't wait until the borders tighten. Don't wait until the memo is complete, right? Join us now for the Travel Move Do Business online conference for Tanzania. Go ahead and comment Tanzania for the link sent directly to you. If you are in the live or if you're joining the replay, you definitely want to share this link with your friends and family. You purchase one ticket, you'll get 2 tickets, so that you can share with someone that finds value in the information we're going to be teaching that week. Tons of reviews on the website. You can go ahead and scroll those reviews. But if you have any questions, I definitely want to answer any of your questions that you might have. Hi, Jack Press. Hi, Janine. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you guys have questions and let me know how you're feeling about these potential travel bans. I know when I saw them, I was sitting having lunch with my Tanzanian friend here in Tanzania who travels back and forth. And she's also one of our advisors, and she's been getting her family ready to relocate for the last 5 years, right? So it's not just Americans. These are immigrants, foreigners that have moved to the US that are basically saying, you know what? It's not cracked up to what it used to be. But they're preparing themselves financially because they recognize what's kind of coming down the pipeline, right? And so we want to support you. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll stick around for a little bit, but go ahead and comment Tanzania during the live or in the replay to get that sent to you. Hi, Jack. Good to see you. Tella says good stuff. Thanks for sharing. Already investing and doing business in Ghana. Fantastic, Tella. Let us know how it's going. That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Awesome, everyone. So if you found value in this, be sure to share this live with someone else, because the gates are tightening and you don't want to get left behind. Okay, take the leap. If you've been dreaming of it, don't wait until it's something that is so inaccessible, that is so expensive, that is so stressful that you miss out on the dream that you promised yourself by just settling for the life that you have. Okay, but if you want better and you want to experience something and it looks like Tanzania, East Africa, Zanzibar, even Arusha, Dar es Salaam, The call to prayer is calling you home. Until the next time, I'll see you guys soon. Karibu.